It's the biggest political realignment in recent times. 6 regional satraps are coming together ahead of the 2 crucial assembly polls in Bihar and the one in Uttar Pradesh in 2017. As bitter political foes join hands in a bid to remain relevant after their drubbing in the Lok Sabha elections, past differences have been set aside to gain a piece of the electoral prize. A formal announcement is expected later today. The 6-party offshoots will unite under SP Supremo Mulayam Singh Yadav with a cycle as its symbol. The new front is expected to pose a major hurdle to the government in the Rajya Sabha, where it has a combined strength of 30 seats. Sounding the poll bugle from Bihar on Tuesday, the BJP president ridiculed this particular merger. As the third front readies its strategy, the question is, will this grand alliance pose a credible challenge to the BJP and Narendra Modi? All right, for more on this story, let's go across to RJD leader, Mr. Manoj Jha. Morning, Mr. Jha. I don't know whether by this evening you will remain a leader of the RJD Janata Dal or you will become a leader of the new front or the new force. But you seem to be a little upset and miffed with the coverage here on headlines today, as you mentioned in an SMS, where you said that this churning is required to take on the brazenly right-wing authoritarianism. Is that what is getting all of you together?
Tell you, assure you, it is the fundamental reason. Let me tell you, when we come with separate histories of last few years and decide to merge, it is never an easy proposition. But you have to look at the larger canvas of politics. Last 1 year, I would say particularly 10 months, have been very disturbing, Sanket. You know why? Not because of any other reason. Because we believe very strongly that pro-people politics is being demonized. You can not talk about development only through the movement of the sensex. What kind of nation are we making? This is the primary reason that we have decided to come together.
Okay, now, Mr. Jha, as I told you also, I will ask you certain honest questions and I expect certain honest answers. Number one, do you even remember the count on the number of occasions the third front has been formed and demolished before each and every election? Since 2004, ever since I have actively started covering elections and politics, I have recalled on innumerable occasions before crucial elections, a third front is formed and then broken and vanishes in thin air. Why should this effort be taken seriously?
Sanket, not only I remember, we also have learned from our memory of what happened in the past. Our simple plea is that don't make us remain the prisoners of our past. Even if it was bad, constricted, failure, we wish to come together and write a new history for this proposition. And this is required in the larger interest. I assure you, we are going to give alternative nuances to whatever we talk today. Development, growth, progress, everything like that.
Mr. Jha, in the past also when the Janata Party was together, the reason why each and every leader became an institution in himself and formed his or her own separate party was because they could not work together with one another. What is the guarantee that post-Bihar elections or post the Bihar experiment, if you guys do not work together, if results are not as desired, then this alliance will remain?
I'll tell you, interestingly, which media doesn't cover, a section of media doesn't cover, that it is less out of the, say the desire of the leaders. It's more on account of the pressure from the constituency, from the communities whom we represent, from the classes whom we represent. So the guarantee
Glad you said that.
With the people has to be there with the people. They have the guarantee in their hands.
Okay.
And they'll make sure that this continues.
Okay, glad you said that. My next question was exactly that. The cadre, the constituency that you're talking about, particularly the workers of these respective parties. Say, let's take the example of your state, Bihar. Going to polls in October, it has 2 regional satraps who are offshoots of the Janata Parivar, RJD as well as JDU. Both these parties have presence in all constituencies across Bihar. How will you come at a reconciliation as to who becomes? Obviously, you have now 2 sets of people, out of which you have to choose one under this new formation. How will you arrive at a reconciliation so close to the state assembly elections? You know it is a challenge. You are facing this challenge day after day.
It's a big challenge, Sanket, but the bigger challenge is, do we allow the nation to go berserk in a particular direction? And that is the deciding factor, that with each constituency, winnability, honesty, integrity, and the one with whom we see that the people of that particular constituency, in fact, align with, and they consider him or her closer to their ideals, they shall be selected, not looking at the party canvas or the previous party canvas.
My last question to you, Mr. Jha, before we let you go. There is a Lalu Prasad Yadav, there is a Nitish Kumar, there is a Samajwadi Party leader Mulayam Singh Yadav, then there in the south you have HD Kumaraswamy, you have Sharad Yadav. These are all tall leaders who have done well or performed decently in their individual capacity. They are institutions, so to say, in themselves as far as the Janata experiment is concerned. Will it be convenient or will it be possible for all these leaders to work together and be able to choose one top leader? In this case, the news that we are getting, perhaps it could be Mulayam Singh Yadav. Will all the others be able to work under Mulayam Singh Yadav?
Sanket, I tell you, I'm in a very...
You look at the Aam Aadmi Party experiment. They started the same way, and then you have these two leaders who have been thrown out of the party.
That's what I was going to tell you, that this nation somehow has lost track of collective leadership. We are going to experiment with that, and the tall leader or the tallest leader shall be first among equals. That's going to be the mantra for this.
Okay, Mr. Manoj Jha, appreciate you joining us this morning. Thanks very much for clearing the air. It will be very interesting to see what actually happens in the evening, and we will in fact eagerly wait to hear what your new designation is going to be, whether you will be a senior leader of the RJD or the new force that will in fact be formed. Many thanks Mr. Manoj Jha joining us this morning and getting us all the latest. That is going to be a big story that we are tracking. In fact, Rohit Singh joins us from Patna. Rohit, I believe Nitish Kumar is expected to leave any minute now.
Well, Sanket, Nitish Kumar, just 5 minutes back, he arrived at the Patna airport and his aircraft has also taken off for Delhi, and at 11:10 his flight will be landing in Delhi and he'll be attending that crucial meeting at Mulayam Singh's residence at 3 p.m. today.